Hello, Facebook friends and family. How are you guys doing today? I hope that everyone is doing wonderful and swell per usual on this good Wednesday morning. It is April the 16th, 2025, and it is 5:04 a.m. here in Detroit, Michigan. I woke up probably about like an hour ago. And it's so funny because I just happened to randomly wake up out my sleep. And I had laid here for a minute because I couldn't find my phone as I was feeling across the bed or whatever. So about like 15 minutes go past or whatever. And I decided to like sit up and, search for my phone. It was up under my little jacket or whatever. So as soon as I get up and grab my phone, I see I got a YouTube notification. In the YouTube notification, somebody had left a comment on one of my videos saying something like, basically like this video was a waste of time. So if this your day job, you need to find you something else to do or whatever. And the comment had tickled me a little bit because imagine watching my video. Even if you didn't watch the whole video, you had to watch enough of it to consider it to be a waste of time. Then you took your time to comment on the video and tell me that it was a waste of time. So if it's a waste of time for me to make the video, how much of a waste of time of it is you to watch the video, comment on the video, and then try to offend me under the same breath? Because you could have just not said nothing. You could have just not watched the video. You get what I'm saying? Do you see what I say about people? Like how people think and how the world is? That is so crazy to me. But it tickled me because it just proves my point. Like sometimes people just can't stop watching. Even if they claim that it's a waste of time. Or they don't want to watch. Then why you watching? Like, it is the most craziest thing to me. I was talking to my friend yesterday, right? I just heard I'm on a mission. And that's so funny. But I just heard it. I didn't hear it when I opened the window. It's a dog outside. But it's like, first of all, I was talking to him, telling him that I'm not crazy. We were talking about working and having to move and being an adult, paying bills, taking care of kids, priorities, and things like that. And I was telling him, like, I'm not slow to the fact that it takes money to make money. It takes money to pay bills. You have to pay bills in order to live. You have to take care of your kids, going to work, being in rotation, and everything like that. I did that. I just haven't had a job lately. I've worked before, took care of kids, went to school. I've done all of that before. So it's like, I know how to be a great mom. I know how to be a worker. I know how to please everybody else. You know what? I don't know what it feels like to be appreciated. So I took a break. And I was telling my friend, I'm like, and then imagine somebody stealing something from you. Like, I said $50,000. Would you feel some type of way? Like, especially like if you would have gave it to that person. I said, that's how I feel. So would I consider going to work every day? Ain't what y'all consider going to work every day. And that's my business and not y'all business. So I get on my digital diary and I express myself. It's my digital diary. And yes, it's public. It's a very open book, but it's my digital diary. Meaning I don't care if people voice their opinions or not. And your opinions are not going to offend me. However, I respond to certain things and some things I don't. That's just how I am. And a lot of things that people think that I see, I don't even see. Because I barely scroll up social media. Like, you had to leave me a comment for me to see it. And then most of the time people don't leave me comments. A lot of times people don't leave comments because they don't even want me to know that they're watching. But sometimes I can see people watching. Sometimes I ignore people watching. You know? But this is how I express myself, and can't nobody stop it. Like, who the fuck do anybody think that they are? You get what I'm saying? That's crazy to me. The nerve, the audacity, the disrespect, the the way of thinking of some people to even make them feel like they can offend you or try to bully you. Like, who are you? It's crazy. And some people, they don't even want you to know that they're watching. But then you try to be subliminal at the same time. It's crazy. I was explaining that to my friend yesterday too, and I was telling him too, I can't respect subliminal. Like, I could tell people watch my videos, they watch one video and think that they know me or something. Especially when I get to talking about the kids or things that I'm going through with the kids or something. But again, this is how I express myself. I don't have friends, so I don't pick up the phone and call people. I don't talk to family. I just really mingle by myself. And this is how I like to express myself. Just like people go to psychiatrists and shit like that, I come to my digital diary. And who is anybody to tell me that that's wrong? So I was just expressing that to him. And I was expressing to him the fact that, yes, I know what it takes to live. I'm not slow. And you know, when I was doing all that, I was still doing shit by myself. Just like I got to figure out shit by myself right now. It's not nobody helping me. It's not nobody giving me money. It's not nobody paying the bills. It's me. Having to figure it all out by myself is another reason that I be wondering, why do people think about things as far as concerning me when you don't tend to help me? And even if you was like, well, it's the kids, we're thinking about the kids. Well, really, how? Because these same people be the people who be stealing. And that's what I'm saying. They just want me to act like I don't know the fact that they be stealing or that they have stole from me. It's like they want me to just let it go. Let it go, let it go, let it go. But some shit, you just don't let go until it's resolved. It's like a case, a murder case or something. And you want to solve that bitch because it was detrimental to the whole environment. That's how it is when it comes to my shit. And it's like people be trying to intimidate me out of speaking about the fact that something really occurred and it was serious. And that's what I was explaining to him. Like, but how do it look when it's a whole gang of people telling a lie on one person and one person trying to defend themselves? It's like almost unbelievable. And if you able to come with hardcore facts, evidence, and proof, you become a target against the whole gang of people. But meanwhile, I still be being me, still living my life regular on a day-to-day basis. When I'm able to get out the house, I get out the house. Or I'm in here relaxing, minding my business. Again, I'm never afraid to go anywhere or anything like that. But I'm not going to stop speaking the truth either. And who is anybody to try to intimidate me out of doing that? I had made a video yesterday and I was explaining the situation that had happened between me and my son and explaining how, like, again, people will be disrespectful and shit like that. Even the kids. And you have to put them in their place. And I could tell my friend had watched the video and shit. And my son was saying, like, you know, yesterday he was saying, like, I can walk to school because they haven't been going to school. Or whatever. And if you watch my videos, you kind of know why. Because, you know, my transportation situation, and not having a car, not really having the finances to get them back and forth. And granted, they go to school by my brother's house, and my older two kids, they go to school out in Oak Park. But they go to an Oak Park alternative school, so they were able to catch up on credits and things like that. It is a reason that I had them go to the alternative school. On top of the fact that when I lived at my brother's house and I tried to enroll them in Mumford would not accept them, which was the closest high school to the school. They could have literally caught the bus like people want them to do straight down Wyoming. But being that Mumford wouldn't accept them, they were going to school on the east side before that, but we moved to the west side, so going to the east side was way too far. Going down the street was not an option. So then they were behind on credits because they got kicked out of school last year at the end of the school year. And then I enrolled them in a better school, a better school district, an alternative school, so that they were allowed to catch up on credits and everything like that. And when I enrolled them in school, I had a car. By the time school eventually got started and shit for them is when my car started messing up. And it was kind of okay on time too, because I needed to take the money that I used to sell my car and get them certain shit. That's what I'm saying. People don't really be knowing what be going on and why I be moving the way that I be moving. But being that I was at my brother's house and he had a car and he got off of work in the morning when he went to work, I would just use his car to take my kids to school and then pick them up from school. So when we moved over here, my brother was still doing it for me, but he's unable to do it now. So therefore, they don't have that transportation back there. And these are the last few months of school. To switch their schools, yes, that's an option, especially for like Mari, Mally, who are in elementary school. But to switch them at the end of the school year is just a lot for me as well. And still, I need Lex and Mir to be going to the alternative school so they were allowed to catch up on the credits. Again, you can't just be switching schools like that in the middle of trimesters and shit like that. Semesters. I'm talking about trimesters like I'm pregnant or something. Semesters. You can't just be doing that. And you know how I know? Because I had a problem doing that when they were kicked out of school at the end of the school year. That's what I'm saying. It's not that I don't be trying. These are the issues that I be running into, and these are the solutions that I have to come up with. Nobody's slow. And keeping my kids home, yes, I know there's a such thing as truancy and them falling behind as far as schoolwork and shit like that. But at the same time, I'm not about to go overboard and stress myself out. And then my friend and a whole lot of other people, the world, they just like, well, you should get a job. You should get a job. You know, my job is to explain exactly what the fuck I'm explaining right now on my digital diary. And you know what? Sometimes the right people just happen to come across shit. It's the universe universing. It's like the way that people will do things. And my friend was like, you know, people be scared of CPS. Like, you could call CPS on yourself because they'll help you get resources and things like that, which he had told me that before. But why should I have to call CPS on myself to help me get resources? Resources that I should get without having to go through a CPS. And why should I be needing extra resources if I got so much money? And that's what I was telling him about working. Like, sometimes I had to stop working to prove a point. Like when I said my bridge card got cut off because I was getting too much money, allegedly. It wasn't providing a proof of income, allegedly, when I was explaining that I wasn't working at the time. But I was allegedly being audited according to DHS. So I went 9 months without a bridge card. It wasn't a complete year. It was 9 months without any food stamps. Just in case don't nobody know what a bridge card is. I went 9 months without getting the food stamps because of some financial situation that I was having. And they kept on pulling up my old job saying that it was reporting income for me and I wasn't working there. And I kept explaining that. And I was like, yes, sometimes I sell food, but it's not a consistent pay that I make every week. So I can't provide you that. But if I sell food, I can notify y'all, basically. So I was going through all of that. Then I was telling him about the incident where, you know, they were giving away $5,000 for the car. And my worker ended up telling me that she sent me a check for $3,800. And the cap is $5,000. So if anything, only $1,200 was left. And I'm like, well, how did you send me a check for $3,800 if I never applied? Like, this is my first time applying and you're denying me because you said you already sent it, but I'm telling you that I never even applied for it. And if that's the case, well, where is the extra $1,200? That's how they ended up sending me beds for my kids after CPS randomly got sent to the house. They gave me the $1,200, not for a car, but worth of beds, $1,200 worth of twin size beds for my children. But the qualifications to get the $5,000 was to have a job, to be able to prove that you had a license, and that you can get car insurance for the car. Well, I had a car. My car had just got taken. So I still had insurance. I was doing like Lyft, DoorDash every now and then, and I was working out in Ann Arbor at this home care agency. I had a client that lived out in Ann Arbor. However, my car ended up getting repoed or whatnot, but I still had insurance on it, active insurance. So it was right on time that DHS was giving away the $5,000 grant, because they could have helped me get a new car. I could have still kept my job out in Ann Arbor. I could have still kept DoorDash and Lyfting, and I would have still been able to keep up on the car insurance payment, because it was paid up for 6 months anyway, because it was right like around after tax time. And usually at tax time, I'll get some insurance if I have a car, and I'll pay it up for the whole year, so I don't have to worry about it or worry about not having insurance if I get pulled over. Plus, in order to DoorDash, Lyft, Uber, or anything like that, you need a valid driver's license and active car insurance. So I would pay it up a year in advance. And if I couldn't afford the whole year, I would pay it up at least 6 months. That'll give me time to be able to pay the next single month payment when it come up around month 7. So that's how I usually stretch shit out throughout the year off of tax money. Because granted, I be doing shit throughout the year, it still costs. Like for me to live by myself, and this is a good price for a house. $850 for rent nowadays is a good price for a house. But again, I live in the middle of Brightmoor. But average rent is like $1,400-$1,600. And then you have utilities. Then if you have a car, you have a car note. Cell phone bill plus the kids. The kids need cell phones and all that type of stuff. That's why I'm saying even $20 an hour is not enough for me, because then I start making that, and then I get into a house, start paying up all the rent, paying all the bills by myself, trying to manage the kids and everything by myself. I still be falling short. Meaning you got to do something on the side, which is why I was working, selling food, Ubering, Lyfting, and that's how I was staying afloat. And with the option to Lyft, Uber, and stuff like that, I could turn it on, turn it off when I want to. So when I get overtired, overworked, or things like that, I can turn it off, go take a nap, get up 2 o'clock in the morning and go Lyft or Uber or something. You get what I'm saying? So that's how I was maintaining myself and taking care of my kids. But nobody even helping. It's not nobody's job to help other than the father. But I'm saying, I'm not even getting that. So whether me working or not working, I'm still doing the shit by myself. And that's what I be saying. And that's what I don't understand about people and why they think the way they think when it comes to me. Hence why I don't listen to certain shit. It's not that I can't take criticism or that I think I know it all. It's just like I know what I've been through, what I've done. It's not that I know it all, but I know my situation. That's all I be saying. So I get that. And I was saying, like, at this tax time, I could have did the routine, buy a car. And I wasn't buying lemons. Like, my car before the Traverse that I just had, that was a car note. And it was a good car. My car wasn't clocking out on me or nothing like that. So it wasn't that I was having lemons or anything. I was just having problems. I was explaining that to my friend yesterday, too. Like, even when my grandparents had got me a car because my car was messed up. They had got me a used car, like an older car, 2007. And it wasn't even it had some issues at first. I took it to the shop, got it fixed. But then the issue that I was having with that car, somebody kept on slicing the tires. I didn't have no man that I was talking to or nothing like that. So I don't know who was just slicing my tires for the fun of the shit. It wasn't the rim cutting it up. It wasn't no type of tire rod or nothing fucked up, wheelbarrow, no type of strut or nothing like that. Somebody was slicing my tire on the regular. So I was explaining that to him yesterday too. Like, I just be going through shit for no fucking reason. Like, who does this type of shit? But people who sit and waste their time to criticize people and to find an issue with something that everybody else is doing, not realizing that that's an issue in itself. But I was explaining that to him. Like, no. When do people think that I ever deserve the break? And then I take it, and that's a problem. And then, as you see, when I take it, it starts lacking. Because what? Nobody's helping do shit. That's just like taking the kids to and from school. I used to have to travel, like I said the other day, to and from Troy to the east side, back to the west side, because of the situation that just randomly occurred. I still have to adjust to the kids, so I had to make sure that they were in a safe environment and that they were still going to school. That's what I be saying, like, why y'all daddy can't come and take y'all, even if he take y'all late. Every day, even if y'all had tardies, every day you would still get there and be there in attendance to catch up on your work. But he can come pick y'all up to do everything else. But then it needs to be the same people like, oh, I gotta take care of my kids because my baby mama, she ain't trying to do nothing. No, you're not trying to do nothing. I've been doing all this time. And when I'm not able to do, it don't get done. Hence, I've been doing it by myself all this time. The most help I used to get is when I lived with my baby daddy mama, and that's because she was there. And her being a grandparent would help me do certain things. I still was the one taking care of my kids. Now, when we had our own house and things like that, and Al was pitching in, that's when he was feeling himself so much. So he was out cheating and making more babies and more babies and some more babies and some more babies. So I'm used to doing this stuff by myself. And granted, people be like, well, you can't stop. You can't give up. I haven't gave up. But I did pause. And I paused for a reason. Just like people be observing me, I be observing shit. And I be talking about my observations. If I don't do it, it don't get done. And then I get talked about. But ain't nobody thinking about the other parents and shit and what they don't do. That's what I said. Don't worry about what I'm not doing. What are you doing? What have you done? You know how they say on Tyler Perry, Why Did I Get Married? When Janet Jackson told them, write down all the pros on one side of the list and the cons of your spouse on the other side of the list. Write down what you did on one side of the list and then write down what I did on the other side of the list. And let's start the whole time. Don't start these last couple of 2 months. Let's start these whole lives. Like, please stop playing with me. I'm not just no bitter baby mama that be asking for child support, even though my baby daddy be taking care of the kids and shit. I gotta ask for child support just because, damn, like, you don't think that you should just do something on the regular? It's not like I be getting child support because I be applying for, like, cash assistance and shit like that. Well, I do got food stamps for the kids, though, and insurance. But even when I stopped and tried to stop applying for everything, since they was cutting everything off anyway, they still wouldn't turn my insurance off. Even after I called and told them to turn everything off, they still wouldn't turn the insurance off. Then they eventually turned the food stamps back on. But they still said that they gave me $3,800 that they didn't give me, and then they gave me $1,200 worth of beds to equal the $5,000 so that they could say they gave me $5,000. That was just random around the time that CPS was called, and then CPS said that the kids needed beds. So then DHS gave the kids beds. Like, DHS was able to answer to CPS, but they don't be able to answer to me applying for the same assistance through them. You see what I'm saying? It's a setup. That's why I kind of be laughing at this shit, and I'm like, okay. And I was telling my friend the other day, like, well, people be claiming that I get so much money or that I received a large lump sum of money from this or something. So then, if that's the case, then how did I get thrown out of my house? Like, I would have been able to pay for a lawyer, a good lawyer. That would have been like, well, she got all the paperwork she need right here. What are you talking about? But me just going in there and then every lawyer that I get just saying like, oh, they can't defend me in this situation, is me by myself. And that's why I am the way that I am now when it comes to court. Like, I just learned to be by myself. Like, damn, a lawyer can clock out on you anytime. And granted, these were court appointed attorneys and shit like that. They still were not even trying to help me. It's like these people just wanted to take my house away from me. And I was fighting for going back and forth to court for almost 2 years. A year and a half, I was going back and forth to court. When I had to stop going to 36th District because the lady said she couldn't put me out the house due to the paperwork and this, that, and the other. They then sent me to the judicial court, the 3rd judicial court, I think that is. They sent me over there, and that's where the judge had gave me 30 days to leave my house. So that was getting put out of my house. And from there, it was really kind of hard to catch back up. So finally, you know, bouncing back and forth, I was offered to come into this house and just pay the rent or whatever, which is not a bad deal. But why don't I have the money that everybody said that I had, or that I was getting audited for, or the money that, you know, I couldn't get food stamps because I was getting this money? Or, you know, like, why do I keep on getting papers, having to recertify for child care assistance when my child doesn't go to daycare? I don't get child care assistance. I'm not even applying for it. It's just like it's some type of scam or something going on. Then y'all saying I'm not communicating with child support. But every time I call child support basically saying that they can't help me. I'm communicating, they communicating back that they can't help me, and what I'm supposed to do, go kill somebody or continue to move on. But in the midst of the hard times, I'm supposed to be able to apply for this type of assistance, but I never get it. Never, ever, ever get it. It's always some type of excuse, and I still be managing to make my way around. But it's hard to make your way around when you always playing catch up, because you got to do everything by yourself. And it would be easier if I had a partner, like if I had a husband or something, even if it wasn't my kid's daddy helping. But why should my husband also have to take on the role of somebody else's kids 100%? Granted, you come in my life, if you even love me enough to want to marry me, then of course you know that you're playing like stepdad to my children. However, if their father is alive, walking, breathing, free, he's not incarcerated, he's not sick or anything like that, then you shouldn't have to take 100% of that role. It's just common sense, respect, and everything, and allowing the other parent to still be a parent anyway, not even making them feel like you pushing them out the way because you just married somebody else. If I had a husband, I wouldn't expect my husband to come in and be 100% dad to my children. Granted, I'm not saying it like that, because I do want him to treat my kids like they his kids. But my kids do still have a father, a biological father. So I expect them to be damn near like co-parents, just like I'm a co-parent. I don't expect to put 100% of that weight on my husband. I expect my husband to be there for me, and therefore him making sure that I'm okay, and therefore I'm making sure that my kids okay, the house is okay, and everything like that. On top of me doing what I normally do, which usually would keep me afloat, and would really keep me afloat if I had assistance, is what I'm saying. But I don't have that. I don't have a husband at the moment. I'm not dating nobody at the moment. And I don't have the help from my kid's dad at the moment either. He do what he do when he want to do it, and he do what he do when he want to do for the kids. Like, it's just weird. So I don't even bother to be extra, because every time I talk to you, I'm not trying to have an argument. But if we can't agree to disagree, or you can't see my point of view, I'm tired of always being the bigger person and the one that's always understanding. Oh, well, I understand that. I understand you can't do it this time. Or I understand that you got other kids. And I understand that you are married and you have a whole household over there. I understand all that. But I still got kids. You know, hey, kids here, yeah, kids. But I've always been understanding. And you know what? That's the problem too. When you always understanding, people think that you're going to always just be understanding. You never going to have nothing to say. Well, sometimes, well, hold on. Wait, I object. Because when I was fucked up, I still had to do this, that, and the other. And it's not a tit for tat thing. It's just like, anybody ever thought about me as an individual? You get breaks, you go on vacations, you go start other families, you go to do everything that you want to do. Meanwhile, while you doing that, I still got the kids. Now, they big now. They can do stuff by themselves. I'm talking about when they was little and everything and growing up. It's always been me, 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 me. So, am I wrong for finally wanting to, hey, think about me? Maybe I should start dating. I haven't had a man in a long time. It's about to be a decade. Maybe I should start looking for something to entertain myself. Looking for somebody who can be a companion to me. Not forgetting the kids. Not forgetting about the kids, but thinking about myself. Like maybe I should start doing things that I like to do. Or, I'm always here with the kids. Maybe I could take me a few hours and get out the house. But when I start doing that, it's like, oh, she's neglecting the kids. Like, no, I'm not. I've always been here for the kids. And now my kids are older. I got a daughter that's going to turn 18 this year. A son that's going to turn 17 this year. And no, that doesn't mean that they're grown because they're still teenagers. They're still young. However, they're older, meaning they can do more things. They can cook for themselves. They can stay home for days by themselves because they can run a household. Not as far as pay bills and things like that, but live in it, go to sleep in it, wake up in it, cook in it, shower in it without adult supervision because they have brains. They know how to function. They're not disabled. They're not slow. They know how to live. So they can stay in a house by themselves, is what I'm saying. My youngest son is about to be 6. He has a sister who's about to be 18. Like, she knows how to look after him. He's very smart himself. He can't stay home alone. However, he could stay home with his 18-year-old sister. So that's what I'm saying. I have the time now to go out, find a husband, get married, be able to enjoy life and shit like that. And not find a husband, but more so let a man find me. If you go looking, they say you ain't gonna find it. But as soon as you stop looking, it comes to you. So, but you gotta mingle to do that and shit. That's what I be saying. Like, it's just time to do me a little, have a little mommy time, me time to myself. And my kids are older now, so they're not neglected. That's like I left for a few hours yesterday because I needed fresh air. That's what I was telling my friend. Like, if I had a car, I probably would have just left instead of... I still would have been telling my son what I needed to tell him, but I would have left after the facts to just give me some fresh air and stuff like that. Just like I told him to get out, he'd go to his daddy's house because he needs to get some fresh air and he needs to learn some respect. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes you just need a break. And I never have the option to really get that. Especially now that I don't have a car. And I haven't had a car since August of last year. Right around the time that school started. That's when I got rid of my car. So, it's been a few months of me not having a car. So, I've been in the house. Which I'm normally in the house anyway with the car, except for I'd be out doing something as far as like generating some type of money for the day. If it was selling food or door dashing or lifting or something like that, I used to have to be outside. But now that I don't have a car, I be inside. So I be around my kids 24/7. They go to school, they come back home, I'm still here. And I don't have a problem with that because I love my kids. I love being at home too. I'm a homebody. But sometimes I need fresh air because being a homebody, I'm still a human. And I'm an adult. And again, I want like a companion. I want a date. I want to have somebody to talk to outside of the kids. And when I want to talk outside of my digital diary, I want to be able to confide in like a man or my husband or something. I want to go out and maybe bump into friends that I can call my soul family, my tribe, my friends. And it can be females that I can really trust and shit, that I can go talk to and shit like that. But yeah, right now I be in the house, so I be chilling. And when I go outside, I go outside. But I'm not about to overwork myself no more, trying to impress everybody, and then they don't even appreciate it. Act like it's nothing. And then when I'm tired and want to take a break, it's a problem. But still, nobody helping. More so just talking about shit that they're not even experiencing firsthand. Half the people be talking about stuff that they don't even know, or based off lies. And then that's why I come and jot things down in my digital diary. Because I'm not about to sit and just go ahead and defend myself against a whole bunch of people that's trying to lie on me. But I am going to express myself publicly on my digital diary. It's not my day job. If anything, I guess it is an occupation, a career. Because it's part of my life. It's my destiny. It's part of my journey. It's my diary. It's my place. My safe place. If you hear, you're a visitor, so don't come disrespecting me. It's a journey, and you decided to read about it. Like the Bible. Like an autobiography. A documentary. You're just watching it. You're listening. So it ain't no need for negative comments. And if you feel some way about anything that I'm saying, I mean, if you don't like what I'm saying, then but anyway, seriously though, on a more serious note, if you don't like what I'm saying, don't watch. It's the most common sense thing to do. The most logical thing to do. I don't like this. Let me turn it off. But if you're watching it, and you keep watching it, and you keep watching it, and you don't like it, then you got a problem. Especially like, it's not nothing that you can solve, because you can't make me stop talking, and it ain't nothing you can do about it if other than turn it off. And as far as money, I still need what's mine to be given to me, just like how most of you guys would feel. As far as the kids, they need to respect me and know that it costs to be the boss, and I'm the mother, and you have to do what I say until you can do everything that you need to do for yourself on your own without my assistance at all. And it ain't really never a time that you don't really need your mother's assistance as long as she's alive. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. So, I can't just be letting people just take from me. I'm tired of that. And then people take with such arrogance. Like, we do this all the time. We don't got to do shit. I ain't worried about the police. Shit, they in on it too. No. And yes, most people would give up by now, but not me. And you can't force me to go get some job when you know that y'all took money from me, took objects from me, took things from me that were very valuable. And you want me to go get a job? But what about the kids? What about the kids? You need to take care of the kids. You need to keep up your house. You need to pay rent. Yeah. Would you think about that when you were stealing? Or was it your job to steal? Like it's your job to try to offend me and to criticize my parenting. It's like y'all get paid for this shit. It's your job. It was your job to take. Your job to get the mission done. And now it's your job to make me feel bad for not feeling bad. that I know for a fact that I deserve something, it's your job to beat me down about that. And then to criticize me. It is so mind-boggling to me. That is so crazy. That's why I laugh at it. Like, impossible. Impossible. Ain't no fucking way. Crazy. It's 5:44 a.m. now. I think I've been on here about 40-something minutes. When Mira was leaving yesterday, he said that Al was supposed to come and take the kids to school today. I'm not asking him to take Mally, of course, because I don't want no problems. And yeah, Mally is not going to be able to go. And I don't know if he's coming to take him or not. But Lily and Mari do got some testing today. But if they can't go, they just can't go. And I'm not going to worry about it. Then Mari, I was talking to Mari about school yesterday. He was telling me some of the issues that he was having, and not as far as academics, but just with the people at the school and shit like that. And that's what I'm saying, like, and me not being able to have no car right now, I can't just up and go pick them up. So that's another reason that I can't be worried about them going to school. And I was telling that to the school family development lady today, or the attendance lady today too, because I had got a call from the school. I had missed it because I had to go get my headphones out of my purse or whatever, and I called the school back, and I was talking to the lady about attendance or whatnot, and I was explaining to her why the kids were missing school and telling her that I was going to try my best to get them there. But I was telling her, like, we don't live over there anymore. However, it don't make sense for me to just be changing them in the middle of the school year. Not even the middle, the end of the school year, when they done did majority of the work there. And, again, they were going back and forth to school until recently. So this just became a new problem. So I was telling her why they weren't at school and shit like that. And, why was I saying that? Like, why I was getting to the school. See, that's because I smoked that blunt before I started this video. But, I was telling her why they wasn't coming to school or whatever, returning her phone call and things like that. And then I was telling her, like, well, Mally, he got a letter. He was first not going to school because he needed to get a shot. I took him to the health department or whatever, got the shots that he needed. And then they said he was going to need another shot, but they couldn't give it to him till at least the next day or the next 2 days. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I have to give the school the shot records. He goes back to school, returns to school, start going back to school. Then I get a paper like 2 weeks later, if that, stating that he needs to go get a vision test. And I'm like, well, damn, I did have to turn all these papers in at the beginning of the school year, which I took all the kids to the doctor, their pediatrician, at the beginning of the school year, because you have to submit all these papers when they go to school. So every year around September, I take them to the doctor, make sure they got their little shots or whatever. Or when they change in schools, at least I go. Because, anywho, you know, you can get waivers so kids don't got to get shots and shit like that. But, anywho, I took them at the beginning of the school year to catch them up on their shots and everything. Especially because Mally had to go. He was starting kindergarten. And shit like that. They all went and got, when Mally was starting, he had to go to the eyeglass place too. And I remember taking him, for one, he was getting the thing blue in his eye and everything. So, you know, they were saying he needs a vision test because when the vision lady came to the school, she was saying that it was something wrong with his vision. But he was saying it was nothing wrong with his eyes. And I tend to notice that when I send Mally to school, he always his eyes are red and swollen. He been here for a minute. He haven't been going to school. He haven't been having no problems with his eyes. I haven't been having to give him no eye drops. He haven't been waking up with his eyes swollen, red, anything like that. And usually when he go to school, like the weekend to go by, he'll be fine. He go to school, he'll be fine. He come back from school, his eyes is like he had an allergic reaction or something. Then they stay like that. Sometimes it'll clear up in like a day. Sometimes I gotta go get eye drops. But as long as he been at home, I haven't been having to go and do nothing about his eyes. But the doctor says that something was wrong with his eyes. He be here, he perfectly fine. He can see and everything. At one point, he couldn't get an eye exam because he wasn't identifying all of the letters. So he couldn't get an eye exam. After he learned all the alphabets and everything like that, he was then able to get an eye exam because he could identify the shapes as well as the letters. That's what I'm saying. So I don't know. I could take him to go get another eye exam and get glasses and stuff, but that don't got shit to do with why he was getting pink eye, red eye, or having allergic reactions every time he go to school. I mean, like every week. But haven't been having that issue. So I was telling her that too. Like, you know, I got a letter stating that he couldn't come back to school again until I took him downtown to get some vision tests off Mac or something. And I'm like, you know, it's just y'all. I'm not saying you personally making shit hard for me, or making it extra, but he was going to school. So what was the problem? He's not complaining about his sight. So what's the problem? Now, he may complain about his eyes started itching and stuff at school, but that's because it's something about when he go to school. So, that's another reason he wasn't about to be going to school on top of the transportation issue. Because I still sent him to school. They said he couldn't return to after the 17th if I didn't get the vision paper. But I think I sent him to school up until the 24th, I think it was, until vacation started, or the 20th, or whatever it was. I sent him to school. And then he just haven't been back since spring break, which I think was about 2.5 weeks ago. Or 3. Maybe this is going on a 3rd week. And Mari's then now telling me about some issues that he been having at school. So I kind of don't even feel bad that I've been keeping him home anyway. And the older kids, they could go to school. They just need help getting to and from. And that's what I'm saying. People will pay for them to go out to eat and bowling, and their daddy will Uber them here, Uber them there, but won't do it for them to go to school. And the oldest two, they go to an alternative school for a reason. Like, if he was ever listening to me when I was explaining to him all the shit that was going on at the schools, he would know why they were in alternative schools. He would know why they were kicked out of school last year, as well as the year before, and when CPS came to the school and all that. If he was listening when I was telling him this shit, he would understand. But sometimes people just don't, they think they know it all. Or do they be a part of the setup? Like I said. So it's crazy to me. I get on here and I express myself. I get on here. I got a ring notification. I get on here expressing myself, stating facts, what I go through on a daily basis. And people just be having so much to say. So much criticism. In real life, I ain't even talk about comments. This just the internet and me expressing myself. I can't be arguing back and forth with nobody in the comments. Like, that's just funny to me. I'll be having to laugh when people do leave little stupid shit. But in real life, talking to people, they'll watch one video and be criticizing something thinking they know a bitch. You only know what I'm expressing on my digital diary. If you're not seeing me on a day-to-day basis, talking to me on a day-to-day basis, you're not interacting with me, then you don't know me. Even though I am speaking facts on here, and I do be live, raw, authentic, so you get to see a large portion of my life when I'm going live, and it's real, it's not scripted or anything, you still don't know who I am as an individual outside of the internet. And that's people's biggest mistakes. Underestimating people, assuming you know people, counting people out, and you don't even know who they are completely. You've never met them. That's like yesterday. I was on the internet. I was cleaning up. But I felt like jotting something down in my digital diary in the midst of me cleaning. I was cleaning up my kitchen because I said I fell asleep the night before. My kitchen was a mess because I had cooked the kids dinner. Then they ate dinner. So all the dirty dishes was in there, and then nobody had like cleaned the pots or anything. So I had left the kitchen like that because I was tired. So when I woke up yesterday morning, I got up and I cleaned the kitchen and I cooked dinner, and I was making a video at the same time. So my shirt was real wet up. You know, I was moving around. I was getting the kids up so that they can start cleaning the basement, cleaning up the dog mess and stuff like that that's in the basement, and then just tidying up their mess that they make. And I was telling them to clean the bathroom. And when you clean the bathroom, you have to clean it good. Like if I'll go in there and clean it, I'm getting down on my hands and knees, make sure I get the bottom of the toilet, where my young boys or boys in general, they sometimes get pissed on the bottom of that toilet or whatever. So you got to clean it up. And that's what I was explaining. Like, you're not cleaning the bathroom if you don't clean that. Or it's going to smell like pee. So that's how I was talking to my son anyway. Like, you're not doing a good job if you don't clean this. Therefore, the bathroom isn't clean. So if I do it, then it's up to y'all to maintain it. And then it needs to be done on a regular anyway. And it needs to be done without me having to say do it, because y'all use the bathroom just as well as I do. And, you know, I was doing all that yesterday, and the oven was on. I was baking that macaroni and stuff like that. I cooked a really good meal. I ate twice. It was good. The kids ate twice too. It was good. Well, the youngest two did. I don't know about the older ones. I know they ate though. I'm assuming they ate twice too, because I cooked early, so they can eat early throughout the day as well as eat some for dinner. So, yeah. But anywho, it's crazy how shit works. The birds are really chirping right now. Anyway, I'm done expressing myself in my digital diary at the moment. It's about to be 6 o'clock in the morning. It is 5:57. So I'll probably lay back down for about 30 minutes. And then I'll see if the kids are getting picked up. But y'all have a good day. Stay safe. Be blessed. I love you guys. And you know why I say I love you guys? Because even though this is my digital diary, I know it's public and anybody could watch it or stumble across it. Whether you like it or not, it's up to you if you watch it or not. And at the end, I love you guys. Even if you don't like the video, I still love you. And I still say fuck you too, because at the end of the day, some shit you just can't give a fuck about. Like if people like you or not.